Hello, this is MBA Bites, our series about things you learn in business school and things you don't. I'm Vin Bittencourt, and today, for our last episode of the season, we'll wrap up with the subject of the future of work. But first, let's quickly recap our previous episode where we presented the 15 fastest growing jobs in US over the last 5 years according to LinkedIn. Some highlights of that report include the rise of artificial intelligence and data science related jobs, the emergence of online learning, software as a service, robotics, engineering related roles across the US, with job growth in secondary mid-sized cities outside of the coast. We also talk about the most lucrative industries, the booming areas for career acceleration in cybersecurity, cloud, mobile, fintech, digital advertising, among many others. Today, we'll explore the findings of the World Economic Forum, more specifically about the industries of the future, the areas or segments where economists believe most job growth will come from over the next decade, not only in US but worldwide. This will give you an indication of where to look for exciting career choices and future opportunities. The World Economic Forum, the Future of Jobs report from 2018, so 2 years ago, pointed cloud, mobile, big data, and artificial intelligence as the 4 areas of leading economic transformations and changes to the world of work. Future job growth related to these 4 was projected to account for 27% of total global employment by the end of this year. But with the pandemic, this tendency only accelerated. So it wouldn't be a surprise to see us going into 2021 with over a third of all of the jobs worldwide concentrated into these 4 areas of economic engine: cloud, mobile, big data, and artificial intelligence. Similarly to the LinkedIn Emerging Jobs report we talked about last week, the World Economic Forum reports also points massive job growth for roles associated with data scientists, software and applications developers, e-commerce, and social media specialists. Also roles centered in human connections such as customer support, sales and marketing, training and development, people and organizational management are well positioned as well, according to the WEF's report. A second 2020 report of the World Economic Forum called Jobs of Tomorrow, Mapping Opportunity in the New Economy points healthcare, people and organizational management, creative media production, and green economy as 4 of the most exciting and promising career and investment segments of the future economy. This report organizes jobs into 7 professional clusters or groups of jobs, where economic output is expected to generate over 6 million new job positions worldwide between now and 2023. It then looks at enrollments at Coursera, the world's largest training digital platform, to see where the demand for education is at. In other words, the report brings the skills and expertise that people are looking forward to develop to the corresponding jobs that are growing faster in the world. All right, so let's look at the report together. The emerging professional job clusters or groups with the corresponding Coursera training topics. So the first job cluster is data and artificial intelligence. Some of the most popular online course topics include deep learning, TensorFlow, IBM data science, advanced machine learning, applied data science with Python. Some of those make a crossover into the second job group, engineering and cloud computing, deep learning, machine learning, algorithms, TensorFlow, functional programming, and Scala. If you think about the report we talked about last week, the LinkedIn Emerging Jobs report, some of those training topics are very similar and some of those are repetitive, right? Especially TensorFlow, deep learning, and Python. The third group of job or job cluster is people and culture. That's HR management. So some of the online course topics include HR resource management, introduction to people analytics, recruiting, hiring, onboarding, managing employee compensation, preparing to manage human resources. So that's going to be a growing need to attract, retain, and engage high-quality people across industries. So that makes total sense to be here. HR management is definitely one of the growing careers of the future. The fourth job cluster or group is product development. So some of the topics include digital product management, software product management, agile methodologies, artificial intelligence for everyone, introduction to software product management. So that makes sense, right? As we talked about earlier, that's going to be a growing need for companies to build or to scale, platforms, tools, and systems. So they'll need people with a hybrid competence, with hybrid competencies on the business side and the technical side. So product managers, product developers, project managers are going to be growing in high demand. The fifth job group refers to marketing, sales, and content. So some of the training topics, or the most popular ones, include digital marketing, SEO, the strategy of content marketing, viral marketing on how to craft contagious content. Wow, that's interesting. I'd love to take that class. The science of well-being. The sixth job group is care economy. So the science of well-being actually makes a crossover as one of the training topics that are most popular in Coursera. That also includes essentials in clinical simulation, nursing informatics leader. Oh, wait a minute. Care economy, right? Nursing informatics leadership, patient safety, vital signs, understanding what the body is telling us. So healthcare, it makes total sense to be here because that's one of the growing needs, and regardless of technological transformation, human care, healthcare is going to be in huge demand. The seventh job group is the green economy. So some of the more popular training topics include natural attenuation of groundwater, contaminants, global environment management, which I assume is probably like a broad strokes overview of the challenges and opportunities of the green industry, water resources management and policy, and fundamentals of GIS. I don't even know what's GIS, to be honest, but it makes sense to see green economy as one of the most promising groups of jobs for the near future. That's going to be a huge incentive from governments to move away from gas and oil and coal into cleaner sources of energy, especially wind, solar, and electricity, right? That's going to be incentives, tax rebates, investments, and it wouldn't be a surprise to see a lot of startups competing into the green economy. So what can we glean from all this by looking at this report? For instance, how technology is not only driving economic growth, but completely shaping the world of work. 4 out of the 7 job groups here are heavily tech-centric, with 2 more, sales, content, and marketing, and care economy, on the cusp between people and digital. So the only truly people-centric job group here is people and culture, or HR management. As a result, we can actually answer the 2 questions we posed on last week's episode. The first one was, is it still possible to find career growth and stability outside of technology, finance, and healthcare? The answer is yes, but that growth is becoming more limited. You will be better off if you can specialize and build expertise inside these growing trends or areas. Everyone else will have to compete on extraordinary skills or on niche markets, which almost always take more creativity and more resilience. Overall, the road to career success will be a lot more bumpy outside of these trends for most people. The second question was about remote work. Is it going to be the norm? The answer is too early to tell, but the tendency is that companies won't allow for remote work indefinitely, not without adjustments for salary or cost of living. Here's the catch. The perks reserved for elite tech professionals at Google, Facebook, or Silicon Valley won't translate to the average worker. In fact, even those tech professionals are asked to adjust their expectations. According to recent articles at the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal, many are being called back into the office every once or twice a week, or asked to accept drastic salary reductions for those who decided to move out of state. Many other jobs or tasks that require in-house collaboration. Companies extract a lot of value and exercise a great deal of control on policies, procedures, and organizational culture out of in-office interactions. Don't expect them to drop that advantage so easily. My best prediction is that we might end up with a hybrid schedule, maybe having the opportunity to work from home once or twice a week, but office reporting will continue. And so the need to be in a large metropolitan area where talent and companies are centrally located. In summary, the reality post-vaccine won't be the reality of today. Companies will adjust, and many will push back for the in-office environment of before. Since they're paying, they have the leverage. Moreover, we talk about throughout the series about what forges a well-rounded professional, the combination of competencies in people, original thinking, communication, leadership skills with in-depth technical expertise. This in-depth technical expertise is becoming more important now, as the world, not only of work, but in general, is becoming hyper-specialized, fully digital, and global. 20 years ago, Peter Drucker, arguably the greatest management guru of all time, said, "Knowledge workers are the only ones responsible for managing themselves." What was once the role of major institutions, church, schools, unions, corporations, has now become the role of individuals. As a result, the knowledge economy places a lot of weight on professional success, and for the first time in history, individual people's careers will outlive the companies they work for. In this scenario, modern professionals are the CEOs of their careers and must learn how to navigate the infinite possibilities in training, education, and establishing a personal career strategy for themselves. So as a final takeaway of our season finale of MBA Bites, let's recap the basic commandments for your overall career success in the economy post-digital divide, or the things you need to do as the CEO of your career. Take control of opportunities. Fight fiercely for high-quality experiential learning. Associations with high-quality projects at high-caliber companies with talent and generous people. The opportunity is the driver. To win, you must operate within the three must-haves of career acceleration: the right company, the right boss, and the right projects. Build your competencies in original thinking, people, and communication skills, the best supporting actors of the machine age. As data gets cheaper, the chase for workers with well-rounded cognitive and interpersonal skills only grows. But don't forget domain knowledge, expertise into a fast-growing field. Look at the emerging jobs reports to see where the future is heading. If you're happy where you are, at least look at your career and see where it intersects with those growing fields. At least you keep up with the changes with better focused training and learning. Remember, some of those fastest growing and more exciting careers require your talents, but that implies you know exactly who you are and where you're going. Things that can help: finding a coach, a mentor, taking personality assessments to figure out your style, exploring online classes or certifications, or even considering a master's program. The future of jobs is grounded on the premise that jobs will be fluid, of undetermined duration, and in industries that are constantly being shaped. But as transformations in society and technology changes the quantity and quality of jobs, they don't change the principles to succeed in a human-orchestrated world. The same principles you watch here on MBA Bites to help you win. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you had as much fun following the series as I had producing this material. MBA Bites is our series about things you learn in business school and things you don't. I am Vin Bittencourt, and I see you next season.